Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we're basically in the final part of the Forgotten City. We're basically going to talk to all the males, make sure they're voting for Galerius, have them vote, and I think once he wins, you get the final tablet, and that's the end of, or the final plaque, and that's how you get to the end of the game, the true ending of the game. So we're almost there. We should definitely be able to pull it off in the next hour, I hope. Okay? So, Mike44 just tipped me $10 and says, my first donation, a lot of people, including me, gave you, or were quick to give you shit over the years, but you kept your word playing it, which shows integrity, and I can support that, so cheers. Well, thank you to Mike. I appreciate that, you know. And it's not, I always wanted to see the true ending of this game. I know it's been 3 months since we last played it, but I told you guys I absolutely wanted to see how it all ended, you know, in the good way. So, I think we need to bribe...
How'd you do?
Decius.
Hello there, friend. May I...
You never believe me if I told you. It's not for sale.
Oh, well. Let me know if you...
Who are you going to vote for?
Sentius, I suppose. Stability is always good for business.
Okay. I'd like you to vote for Galerius.
Yeah? And what's he gonna do for me? He's nothing.
Would a gift change your mind?
Certainly. For a few thousand denarii.
Fine, here's 3,000 denarii.
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
That's it.
Very well. And I've...
So now he's gonna vote for him. We had more than enough money. We had a ridiculous amount of denarii. Yeah, we had over 8,000, so we're good there. Alright, so where else are there guys we gotta talk to about this? Obviously, a ton of them were here. There's only women over here, right?
Welcome.
Yeah, they're not there anymore. We're gonna find all the other guys and talk to them. I don't know where the hell they are. This way there should be a couple, maybe? Here we go.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I... What now?
Who are you gonna vote for?
I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Because he was gonna vote for his guy, but his guy dropped out. Right. Okay. Horatius?
What is it, citizen?
Who are you gonna vote for?
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius.
So I think we're good here.
Alright?
Alright, so Lipsian thinks that I can actually ask for the vote to start. Then I probably have enough votes now. But I should save first, just to be sure. In case I need to keep going. Let's save over this. Okay. Let's see if we can get the vote to start.
Isn't the great temple majestic? Ave again. Did you find what you need?
What's your story? What's the status of the election?
It must be completed by dusk. It'll be, but why do you...
Can we start it now?
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason.
Yeah, we're done. We don't have anything else to do. Holding it early may prevent conflict between the voters.
Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Okay. Here we go.
Citizens, it is time.
Very good.
Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
So we gotta do this to get the key. He should give us, I think he'll give us the key, or he'll free the guy, what's his name, Dooley. He'll free the guy who's been a prisoner all along. That's how we get the final tablet. And then once we have that, then we can finish the game. But I think we have to do a reset. I'm not sure why we have to reset it, but I think we have to do a reset. But we can figure it out. Let's get to the election here first. It's a really good game. It's just this final thing is so convoluted. It'd be really hard to figure out how to do all this on your own, you know? Like, how was I supposed to know in that temple next to the crumpled building where the assassin dies, that once it crumples, a secret door opens that takes you underground? I would have never figured that out on my own. Okay. Guts, supposedly we're almost done, so I think we are finishing it today. Alright, there they are. The two candidates. Wait, do I get to vote? I'm standing right here, next to my bros.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
You made him a hero.
Galerius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision.
That was an easy one.
Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed.
Nice.
Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
So we follow Horatius. And he's gonna go free Dooley, and that's where we get the final plaque. Now, we'll have all 4 plaques, so I don't know why we would need to reset the day. So we could try to just beat it, or maybe we do have to reset the day, I'm not sure.
He deserved it.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Here we go.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon.
Achievement! Liberator.
Hello? I'm Dooley. Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer. Are you the newcomer?
That's me.
Oh, it is you. Then, thank you. You're a big helper. I was locked up, but they let me out again. I'm so happy.
You're welcome.
You can have my shiny plaque if you want, and maybe you can help me find my treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said he always would. But then he died. But before that, he told me if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something
What's
very
his treasure?
precious.
What is it?
He gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe. He said there's something very precious way up high. Please help me find it.
Did we already find this?
I had to keep it a secret until I found someone I could trust.
I'll help you.
Oh, thank you. Here's the key.
Key to the upper cistern. It's below the great temple. The entry must be around there somewhere. Did we already do this? I don't remember this.
Hope you find it. In the cisterns. Way up high. Hannibal said. Oh, look over there.
We already did that? Oh, okay.
Shiny. Is it treasure? Maybe it is treasure. I can see it. For
So,
myself.
letter from Sentius to Dooley.
And it's just lying out.
This is when he got put in here. There's the plaque, the Greek plaque. Hades, Lord of Many. All right. What?
Many shall suffer
What
for the
happened?
sins of the one.
He stole. Oh, you let him out and he stole. That's why you got to reset the day. He immediately steals. Oh, shit. Because remember, that's why Sentius locked him up to begin with. He was afraid that he was going to steal. Yeah. Yep. So the moment you let him out, you get the plaque, but then he steals and violates the golden rule and everyone dies. Wow. Wow. So that's why you gotta redo the day. Okay. Alright, let's do a fresh save. And now after we talk to him, we can go use the plaques.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
Okay. Alright. So here we go. I'm Asholius. I need you to do things urgently.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
So now we do them all.
Yulia? Oh no. Alright, I can do that.
Rufius.
Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius too, I guess. Alright, got it.
Stop Fabia.
Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
And then Malleolus.
What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message.
And that's it. Go as fast as you can.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Now, we have to head to the temple up top and open it with these plaques. All the way to the top, right? As high up as we can go. That temple that we never were able to enter before. What happened? I'm stuck. I'm stuck! I was glitching on the ladder. I couldn't climb it. Alright. So this is going to be it, guys. We're going to see the ending. The true ending. We're going to confront... Geez, all the different names this god has had. I forgot what his Sumerian name was, but Osiris, Hades, Pluto, whatever his original name is, which we don't even know, I don't think. Okay. So where do we put the plaques? Where do we put the plaques? Here? Okay. That's Sumerian right there, I think. That's Egyptian. That's one's Greek and one's Roman. That's Roman, so that must be Greek right there. Okay. Alright, guys. We're going to see the ending. This should be pretty cool. Redemption games. I didn't really talk much about my day off because I didn't really do much on my day off this week because I didn't have any money to do anything. It was a pretty boring, not necessarily boring, more relaxing day than an exciting day. Let's put it that way. Okay. They're all still alive. Look. Whoa. Speak at the temple door. Say nothing. It was Nurgle is the original name, but we actually don't know the correct one, right? I don't know. Say nothing. I'll save. Maybe depending on what you say, it changes. I don't know. Let me save. Find out. Let's say Nurgle, the fierce one, the original, his original name. Wait, am I supposed to say them all? I guess we gotta say them all. Osiris. Okay. Hades. We gotta say all 4. And then Pluto. Alright. So close now. Again? Oh, you're supposed to say them in a certain order, I guess? Hades? Oh, it's supposed to be for each one. So the first room was Roman, this room was Greek. This room is going to be Egyptian, so you say the Egyptian name. Yeah, look. I see. So now we say the Egyptian name. Osiris. And then now we're in Sumerian. Really old school. Okay. Whoa, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting this. It's like modern technology. Look at this shit. It's supposed to be like futuristic technology. What is it, aliens? Watch it be aliens. Oh my god. It's fucking aliens! There's a spaceship over there. Oh my god. Aliens. Of course! Why didn't I know? It was aliens all along. And there's Charon. Who's that?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself.
Herculean!
As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
It's a fucking alien. What is this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
What was the wager that you made?
That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among
aliens!
the stars.
Unbelievable.
We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease.
Sounds actually pretty apropos to today.
Potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called
Sumeria.
We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something distinctly disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of
He's been here for thousands of years and the humans have failed
so
over and
that I
over.
might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Well, I hope that's a toilet as well as a throne. Who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks
Endless
began to
cycle of
arrive,
failure.
and then
Damn.
the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
Okay. How do you decide who comes here?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's Obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens.
Wow.
In
Very
fact,
interesting plot.
Almost all of the tokens are accounted for. Only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Persepolis along with it.
Huh. So what he's saying is, you know, you thought, oh, it was supposed to be like religious. Oh, you put a coin in the dead person's mouth and they go to the afterlife. It was based on fact. It was based on, he originally gave 1,000 pieces of silver that if you died with it in your possession, you would go to his afterlife. So it was actually based on fact, but people didn't really realize what they were doing. It's interesting. How did humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream.
This is interesting.
His
They made all
tales were
scientific.
committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and
The
distorted
Gilgamesh
over
tale.
generations.
That's a real
Later,
writing,
the
too.
Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning. And in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
It's very interesting. What a lore dump we're getting, huh?
Of course.
Okay, what is your story?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
Why do you look and sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
Can I see your true form?
No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Who is the woman on your left?
This is my beloved.
Persepolis.
Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Persephone to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal.
Oh! He doesn't know she's been talking to you.
Your gaze lingers too long.
Oh, it's interesting. And who's that on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
You're a god. No, he's an alien.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Okay, something else?
As you wish.
Are you responsible for the golden rule? The answer is yes.
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
So why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted
We were asking about people turning
their
to
hair
gold.
woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own
So she's a
hands.
complete fucking
While
crazy
the
idiot.
others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat
Wow.
where she broke her neck on the rocks below.
Murder!
But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the
Okay,
slate
this is
clean.
making sense.
I gilded them all to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity. Silent golden sentinels.
Makes a lot of sense. First of all, Oro Turtle, thank you for $30 tip. I never expected this level of support today on the stream. I really didn't. So thank you so much for that. You're actually the biggest contributor of the day. And that gets us to $99 in tips. We need one more for a hat to end today's stream and playthrough. So thank you so much for that, Oro Turtle. Now, this is interesting. So why turn everyone to gold if one person sins? Because the wager that he has with Jupiter, the head of the aliens, is for 1 year he has to create a city with no sin, and that'll prove the humans are pure enough to join the aliens. But if one person sins, you have to wipe the slate clean and start the experiment over, so they all have to die. So he turns them all to gold. Wow. So you're responsible for destroying all these lives.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Okay, where did the golden bows come from? He said it was Diana?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
Zalo took $4.20 at Cowboy Hat. We indeed can do the Cowboy Hat, because time is running out anyway, so I might as well just toss a hat on rather than do a poll for one. So we'll do the Cowboy Hat. Sounds good. Thank you, Zalo, for the tip. Outstanding support on a stream I expected literally none. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Okay. What do you... Yeah, now here's a question we need an answer to. what do you consider a sin? Because none of the people had a definitive answer, and that's why they kept committing sins. So what do they consider the sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often
The Christians.
say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
The principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds.
For you, perhaps.
Okay. Now, how do you know when people sin?
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Is Proserpina connected to the statues in the same way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not.
Because she is. That's how she's been talking to us.
Why do you ask?
No reason.
Then what an odd question.
Alright, so I've seen some terrible things here that you don't consider a sin. How could you let those happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Suicide.
I have seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
It's false. That's an extremely literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
If our language is full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
I am right, and you know it.
Then your desire to be right outweighs your desire to survive. You will make a fine
Is that
statue.
it? Enough talk, I'm ending this.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
Let's find out, shall we?
Pathetic. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Where did it go? It glitched? I think it glitched. Did I get the crown? I don't know if I got it. I think it glitched. Did I get it? I don't think I got it. I never got it. I'm fucked now. Because the game glitched. There's no crown. Look. It's gone. So the game fucked up. It did. don't know what to do now.
No, you vile, despicable creature. Suffer eternal torment for this.
So there's no way to do this. You're supposed to grab the crown and leave and do another loop, and it glitched, so I can't get the crown. Well, let me run out and see. I can always reload from outside the door and have to start all the dialogue over, though. Yeah, the crown looked like it went right through the ground. I agree. It looks like it clipped right through. What a stupid glitch for the end of the game. That is really dumb. Mega Man says the crown's there, it's hard to see. This happened to me. Well, this is bullshit. Fuck this. Come on. I'm not going. You want me to go back and look for this fucking crown? You really think it's on the floor? I don't believe it's on the floor. I don't. I'm being told there's another way to do it through dialogue too. That's great, but I'm doing this now and I want it to fucking work. Now I'm dead, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, this is shit. They fucked up their own game. How do you fuck it up that bad? Wow. At the end. At the end of the game, the critical moment. That's incredibly bad, man. What the fuck? I was having so much fun.
And here, allow no, but the one, and what they will fur. That is me. This should Egypt agree, the Roman, even it is yet.
Doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either.
Enough. You clearly know nothing.
I've seen terrible things happen. Okay.
Do you plan to speak in sweet?
Man, I can do any of these, right? Experiments on the golden statues.
The midwife and the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want to be experimented upon if she was gilded.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows.
Oh my god,
mere
the
shapes
justification
of
sucks.
themselves. They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine.
Again, that's a literal interpretation.
Now tell me.
Abduction.
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it?
Right.
He did so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously. Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
Fair enough.
Now tell me.
Debt bondage.
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
He wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year labor contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
The whole concept of debt bondage, like slavery, is unethical. It's illegal under international law where I'm from.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority. This is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
It's customary to take out a loan to buy a house and in some places to pay for an education.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
Typically decades, sometimes their entire life.
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years.
It's not the same thing. And I'll just say fair enough.
Now tell me,
Price gouging.
the merchant, how is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined?
You wouldn't want someone else to demand an outrageous price for the medicine he needed if he was dying.
I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway.
You can't know what he expects, you're speculating.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation.
Doesn't that make it inherently subjective and unreliable?
Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man.
And you think you know the minds of other people?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No, of course not. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
I have to say them all? Oh, here we go. I've heard enough. This just shows how unreliable and subjective your moral code is. You're no better at judging right from wrong than any human.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
No, but that's my point. Nobody's grasp of right and wrong is so perfect they can be trusted with all this power. You become a tyrant.
I should strike you down for that.
And if you did, you'd be proving my point.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning?
I already got all these answers. All right.
Very well.
That's all I got.
Good. Then now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you.
Ha ha ha!
How did you come here?
Because I'm from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I was hoping you could tell me. I'll say I came here on my own.
Impossible! No mortals possess such power.
Do you have a better explanation?
Not yet, but I will learn the truth. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I want you to put an end to the golden rule.
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called golden rule?
If you're doing this for love, you should know the Preservative doesn't love you. How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself? Let's say that.
That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it?
Didn't you abduct, Preservative, and imprison her here? You trap people in the city against their will? You gave terrible punishments to hundreds of people, some for minor sins and some who committed no sins at all. It's not this, it'd be one of these two. I don't know, and I'm out of time. I have to finish this in 5 fucking minutes. So how am I supposed to pick one? I don't think it's the Proserpina. It's probably this one, I think. I hope so. I don't want to fucking do this again. This is dumb how they've done this.
Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them.
Where I'm from, collective punishment is considered one of the most egregious crimes that there is. If our positions were reversed, you wouldn't want me to punish you for the sins of other people.
Ah, but I'm a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
Yes, lie, or no? I'll be honest, no.
Of course not. Because that would be absurd. Just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals.
Your and mine can't be so different given that you're in love with one of us. Ah.
My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal.
What makes you kind? That sounds arrogant. Perhaps you're not as different from humans as you think.
Bah. For a moment, I thought you might have been building to a point. But I see now you are just a hubristic little creature.
If you're doing this for love, you should know that she doesn't love you.
That is a very serious
Now we're going in a
accusation.
loop. Didn't you abduct Proserpina and imprison her here?
I am well aware of the story told by the Greeks and Romans of my so-called abduction. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the only way I could to save her life. What would you have done?
Didn't she choose to die?
It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew I would have to act to save her, and I did because I loved her. I love her still. Accordingly, I reject your argument.
You trapped the people in the city against their will.
These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to exist?
I don't know.
Accordingly, I
Change the argument. The only other thing I could do is the Proserpina. If you're doing this for love, you should know Proserpina doesn't love you.
I see what you are doing. You are trying to undermine the one thing keeping me anchored here. You are playing a dangerous game.
She's been whispering to me in... I gotta tell him. She's been whispering to me in secret throughout the golden statues.
Liar! How dare you come into my domain and attempt to undermine the thing I hold most sacred? You will make a fine statue.
I can't... This is fucking stupid.
How dare you threaten her? This ends
I
now.
can't... There's no dialogue that works.
The many shall
There's no
suffer
fucking dialogue that works.
for the sins of the one.
Yeah, the crown's glitched. Look, it's gone. The crown phases away and doesn't show up. And then you don't get it. I can't beat the game. The game's impossible to beat. The crown phases out of existence. And I can't... There's no dialogue that wins. What the fuck? What a piece of shit. I'm actually really upset now. I just want to beat the game and I can't.
You will suffer eternal.
Well, there's no crown. So, guys, just tell me what to do to beat it because I'm out of time. Either we do it now or I just fucking never beat the game. I'm serious. This is bullshit. It shouldn't be like this at all. It shouldn't be a glitched game where I can't grab the crown. I'm having so much fun and then they
Allow
fuck
me.
up the end.
No,
How do you
God.
fuck up
But
the end of your
one
game
that I-
like
and what
this?
is- that there
How
will
do
be
you fuck it
first.
this bad? Seriously.
That is.
Jesus fuck,
even
man.
It is yet. Do you plan? I've taken their. Apply. Now tell.
Here. Okay.
Do you?
You think you could do better? Do I say yes? Or I say no, it's my point.
I should strike you
If you did, you'd be proving my point.
now. Good. Oh, when I carry on.
I'm from the future.
If that...
How did you come to be?
I was hoping you could tell me.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpine has slumbered for 3,000 years.
Shouldn't you know this is the god of the underworld?
Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold.
Oh my god. Never
Answer
ends!
this. Why have you...
I want to put an end to the golden rule.
If you... So,
There. Can't do it
That is-
yourself. I already answered all these and none of them work. None of them fucking work. This is so dumb.
everyone... They...
Here, where I'm from, collective punishment is considered one of the most egregious crimes there is.
How unfortunate that we are not where you are from.
Representative reverse, you wouldn't want me to punish you. And then he says, but
I'm
you're
a
an
god.
ant.
And let me ask, do you ensure?
I'll lie.
I warned you, you will make...
I'm about to quit. I'm just gonna delete the game. I am. I'm just gonna delete it.
How...
The many shall
No
suffer
option works.
for the sins
No
of the
option
one.
works, and I can't grab the crown. And I'm out of fucking time.
You vile, despicable creature.
Her eyeballs are sitting here. Look. This is so fucking stupid. Oh my god. This is the dumbest thing ever.
Allow... No, but the... And I,
Oh
and
my
what-
god.
That is...
Who the fuck would want to sit here doing this in a million times?
This should be the Greek, the Roman, even it is yet. Enough. Do you plan? Apply. Now tell. Do you?
Yes, I can do better.
Then you are a fool. But what else did I expect from a mortal? Now, did you have any up? Do you plan to speak? I've taken their... Now,
It just goes in circles.
the
The
merchant.
dialogue just goes in
I did-
fucking circles.
Not if... Now tell... Do you... I... Now. Very well. Good. Oh, it is when I carry on.
I do.
Maybe you're getting forgetful in your old age.
You would have us believe that my servant merely forgot bringing you here.
Oh my god. This is so dumb. Yes.
That sounds improbable to me. Charon, does this mortal speak the truth? Or should I strike him down where he stands?
Perhaps. The waters of the river
Perhaps?
are
What the
known
hell?
to have that effect.
I will take you at your word. But as long as your past remains shrouded in mystery, it seems I must put your reckoning on hold. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
And the golden rule.
If you... So,
There's nothing I can do. There's no answer here that fucking works. I think at this point I'm already fucked. I gotta start over again to do it. Here, can you live out something if you can't do
that
it
is
yourself?
a very...
This one here. We gotta get to the
Every
insect
one-
argument, I think. Here you go.
Let me... Do you...
We say no, we don't give shelter to the bugs.
Of course not.
What makes your kind... This is the one I didn't say. What makes your kind superior to mine?
Where to begin? Our lifespan.
There's one dialogue choice hidden in 20 others.
In which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin to imagine.
Why does wisdom and technology make you superior?
Because that is the source of our power over you.
You think you're not obliged to treat us fairly because you're more powerful than us?
You could say that.
What was it the Roman Stoics said? Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you.
My kin have no superiors.
Everyone has superiors. There's always someone more powerful, if not now, then in the future. Or that sounds arrogant. Now, let's say that. Everyone has superiors.
I suppose there is a hierarchy among my kin, with Jupiter at the top.
I can't believe they fucked the ending up like this. Are you you're treating humans the way you wish Jupiter to treat you?
Make your point, mortal.
I'm saying if you can't follow your own rule, how can you expect humans to?
Let me ponder that for a moment. If you are right, then it would follow that all this time I have been in the wrong. But no. The very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster?
It's the truth. You committed atrocities. You need to own up to it.
Your hubris grows tiresome. You will make a fine statue.
I couldn't. It didn't even work. It didn't even work. There was no option to say you're not a monster. In the guide I was just given, it says you're supposed to select you're not a monster. There is no option to even do it. Yeah. So it still doesn't work.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god?
The many shall
And now I
suffer
can't get the crown.
for the sins of the one.
Look, there's no crown. So I can't, it's unbeatable. I can't beat the game. I just got the crown. It was on the floor. Why? I can't, it's unbeatable. The game is unbeatable for me. And I'm done. And by the way, people were like, oh, you'll beat this in an hour. Right. What a waste of time. I'm actually really pissed that this is how the game ends. They fucked it up this bad. Like, how do you fuck up the game this bad? After all that work and everything, and I'm out of time, and I can't beat the game. Wow. I can't even look. I can't even leave. What the fuck? Super Looper. Loop through time 10 times. That's not it, though. So there's no way to beat it. It's unbeatable. The dialogue option to beat the game doesn't exist. I can't beat it. Yeah. Unbeatable game. I have it. What do I do with it?
Salve, friend.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm regretting that I did this today. I really am.
Alright.
I really am. The game's not even beatable on one of my 3+ hour gameplay streams. Oh my god.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drop.
How do I even get up there? Now I went the wrong way because I'm so pissed. I did. I don't even know. You can't get up there from here, can you? You gotta go all the fucking way the other way. This sucks ass. I like how I had to break the case 4 to 5 times for the crown to show up on the ground. Oh my god. Yeah, of course. I'm starving. I can't eat dinner. I still gotta fucking upload. I'm 15 minutes over and still going because the game's glitched at the fucking end. It doesn't work right. This is stupid bullshit. You know, the shit I saw an hour ago.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce. But what there will be first.
Here it is. See this? It's Proserpina's crown.
I would recognize that anywhere. And yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it?
I took it from her after I killed her in another timeline.
You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
I didn't want to kill her, but if you don't put an end to the golden rule, I'll do it again.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium humiliated and alone.
Well, what's it gonna be?
I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long.
There you go,
It's time for me to
Psycho.
let go of this form of her, of all of you. But know this: if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
We just want to return to the world.
Very well.
Fuck
I
your
will have
Elysium.
Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken
Oh
by
my
interfering
God.
in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready?
Sure. Let's get this over with.
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
Wow. How great that the end of the game doesn't work for me like everyone else, apparently. Everyone says there was a dialogue option you could choose to beat him. But I had to do the other way, which is all glitched out. Unbelievable.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Al Worth, I came here to find you.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I was hoping you know who I am.
Know who you are?
Nuh.
I barely remember how I got here myself. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, foiling an assassination attempt, and so on.
Supposed to be the good
Meanwhile,
ending.
the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
These Romans are crazy.
I don't know, it reads like an earnest account to me. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
Right behind you. So now this is the same as the other ending. But he said you're not going to return with them. Right? He said you're not going to return with Charon. You're not allowed to.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead.
So Charon will know who you are now and say, wow, you know, you really fucked with us aliens. Nice popping everywhere.
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
Found him. He'll be here in a moment.
Oh, what a relief. Why don't you
I discover you're not who you said you were. I remember meeting you 2,000 years ago.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
Who are you really?
You can just call me Charon.
We already know this.
Like. I do not enjoy deceit. That most people.
What truth is
that?
That
You died, of course. My
yes, we know this. How'd I die?
Most ask.
I want to know.
As you wish.
You were murdered.
You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten.
So you found the coin, and the coin warped you to the alien experiment.
Unfortunately, as you emerged into day, a nearby hike, you both fought.
Right.
There was nothing you. He died in that man.
Al tried to
you
help
were
you
each
too.
in possession of.
So special about
Perhaps
the coins, we already
you
know.
have heard the tales of, well, along.
We know the answer to this. Why?
That is a question you would. I am just only now. There is no.
We already heard all this. Can you return us to the land of the
I
living?
see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask.
This is the same as the dialogue from the other endings. It's no
That
different.
you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
He said we couldn't go home. He said we couldn't. He said you can't be. You're separated from everybody else. 1 year later? This is new. Okay. This is totally new. Private member wing. Sumer, Ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
They probably found evidence of everything that happened. They probably documented you being there. Yeah. There's a family.
Oh, hello.
Galerius?
It's you.
There he is.
What? The fuck?
You're finally here. Remember me?
Oh, what are you doing here?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over.
What the fuck?
Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks.
Weird.
For freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
Wow. So he ended up with Aquisha, which is what he wanted, if you remember. What are you doing with yourself?
Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria.
He's a farmer
Got a villa
now.
on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course.
Oh, Dooley lives with
It's hard
them.
work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Huh. All right.
Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you. So you better.
So they're
keep
all
moving.
here. They're all in the
Speak again
museum.
soon,
Aquisha, Dooley lives with them now. I got an achievement. The Oracle. Assemble as many people as possible in the museum. So everyone's here. We saved everybody. A household shrine.
Hello.
Yeah, there's Yulia, who we
Hi
saved. Huh.
You're the Oracle, right?
As Holiest is
Oh,
fine.
of course. Sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me And all of us
Okay.
out of a terrible situation.
So there are endings. I'm being told there are alternate endings. If you don't save everyone, you get different dialogue completely. I see. What is she doing?
Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend.
Oh, of course.
And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft.
Alright, you know what? This is fucking boring. Seriously, it's boring. All they're gonna do is tell you a little small talk about what they do with their lives now, which I don't really care about.
Evening.
Horatius, Cynthia, I don't care. I actually don't. The game pissed me off so bad, and I'm a half an hour over time. I don't care about their stories. I don't care what they ended up doing with their lives. Oh, the Hermit Philosopher. Will he tell us who he is?
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Went before, though I wouldn't expect you to remember it.
We have.
Oh, I didn't do it in that
I
loop.
don't remember. In any case, I'm Philip.
I didn't do it in that
I
loop.
never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it.
What are you doing with yourself?
I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University. Not that I...
So he's working at a university. All right. No big revelation of who he really was, which sucks.
Some soiree, innit?
Decius. Oh my god. Look, please keep off the furniture, and he's laying on it. He broke it out, and he's laying on the furniture. What a dickhead.
Good evening.
Olivia got her senses back.
Hello there.
What is up?
What is up?
Hello there.
Hi, Scintilla.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I
Oh,
heard
that's
my
right.
name.
This is when her father
After you
abducted her.
drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
Sounds like he got what he deserved.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I'm
with
living
yourself?
with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria.
Oh, that's right, because they were a
even
couple.
more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine.
Okay.
Thanks.
So Gabriella now. And there's Ulpius. Virgil and Rufius. Now they're, let me guess, they're going out now. Of course they are. All right, let's end this. Christian carving. Yeah, look. That's the carving from the game. You found that. Yeah, and now they have it as a thing in the museum. All right.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Serpina?
Sorry if I frightened you.
She survived?
Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
I recognize
Allow
the
me
voice.
to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
You created the time loop.
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath.
What became of Pluto? He probably left.
I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
And what about Charon?
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, She was working on a new world of some kind.
What the hell?
She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day.
All right.
And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend.
Oh, wow.
Of all the
Saved
heroes
them
who
all.
ever journeyed to the underworld in return, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
The ultimate happy end. Everyone survives. Look, the canon ending. Reach ending 4 of 4. There you go. All right. Done. I like the game, but that ending is screwed up. The glitch where the crown wasn't showing up, and apparently there is a way to talk the ending through without having to do what I just did, the psycho ending. But it didn't work. There was no dialogue option for me to do it. So I had to do the psycho ending. All right. We hope you enjoyed The Forgotten City. We'd love to make even better games in the future. Please recommend it to a friend. I would absolutely say this game is great if you love narrative-based games. You're going to need a guide to get that final ending because that's incredibly convoluted, but it's still a great game. I am disappointed the ending glitched on me. That was really upsetting. But outside of that, I liked it. So, thank you, Wolf's Paradox, by the way, for re-upping your membership for 11 months. And it's a bittersweet ending if only it didn't glitch. I know. All right, guys. Well, that is it. What a crazy thing. So what I just showed is it takes about 3+ hours to do the final run and actually get the ending of the game, unless you completely turbo through it. So, all right, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching The Forgotten City. I promised you I would come back to it. I did come back to it 3 months later, but we finished it up and got to see the true ending. That was actually quite neat to see the ending and what it really was. I want to say thank you to everyone who attended live, everyone who watched this on demand on YouTube, everyone who supported. Thank you so very much. And thanks for recommending the game, because this was a gem, a hidden gem on Game Pass that I would have missed out on if you guys hadn't recommended it to me. So thank you for doing so. Awesome, and see you guys later.